All right, welcome to the kickoff for the League's A Century of Voting Silent Auction and Fundraiser featuring Jackie Venson. My name is Grace Shemaine. I'm honored to be the president of the League of Women Voters of Texas, a grassroots league of volunteers committed to empowering voters and defending democracy. We are a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization. We never support or oppose political parties or political candidates. We are thrilled you are joining with us to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote. It took 70 long, hard years of strategic fighting by heroic suffragists to achieve this significant first step in the fight for women's right to vote. Do not forget that the fight continued for Black and Latino voters in Texas. They had to contend with violence, voter intimidation, poll taxes, and the white primary until the passage of the Voting Rights in 1965. And we are fighting for voting rights today. We are grateful for the support all of you are showing by being here. The silent auction will start promptly at 6 p.m. and will stay open until 6 p.m. on Friday. But first, to kick off our event, we are thrilled that Jackie Venson will grace us with a few tunes. For those who don't know her, let me tell you a little bit about Jackie. She is a multi-instrumentalist, singer-songwriter known for her complex and beautiful music and blazing guitar skills. Born and raised here in Austin, Texas, Jackie has traveled the world playing her music. A recent Forbes article described her as truly an Austin legend in the making. On a personal note, Jackie Venson has been a friend of mine and my family since she was in high school. Jackie used to come over to our house with all the other geeky friends to play LAN parties, and later she was even a Boy Scout with our venture crew. Jackie, I am so proud of you and all that you've accomplished in your musical career, and thank you so much for being here.
Shout out to the Texas League of Women Voters out there. Thanks so much for tuning in for this. Yeah. Ooh, here we go. I'm gonna play you guys a blues song, because I feel like getting bluesy. It's been hot in Texas, you know? So. Hey, yeah. Anyways, it's been really hot in Texas. It's been like 100 degrees. Every day. It's okay, it's why I live here. I love it here. Yeah. Probably never gonna leave. Yeah. But not because of the heat, but because of the music. Yeah. Well, I roll and I tumble, cried the whole day through. Well, I roll and I tumble, yeah, cried the whole day through. Yeah. I need me to find another man who loves me the way you do. Tears. But I'm searching for a wife, yeah, trying to hide my fears. Yeah. I need me to find another man who won't hurt me the way you did. Way you did. Way you did. Way you did. almost drowned my soul. I need to find another way, a way to carry on. I'll just play my guitar like always, yeah? Carry on, carry on my own. Don't need no man, just my guitar. On my own. Yeah. Ooh, I think I know what's going on with this one. Yes, I remembered. I'm stoked about this one. It's my favorite one. Louie's stoked about it also. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. Yeah. This is on my record Joy if you're interested. That's on everything. Streaming platforms as well as vinyl and CD and everything. So check it out if you got some extra cash for some music. It's a good record. It's like 20 tracks, you know. You definitely get your money's worth. So this song's on it, yeah. As the wind is blowing, it carries away my trust. As the rain is pouring, it washes away my life. All I see is one man. He better act fast now and catch me while he still can. Don't lie to me, don't lie to me, don't lie to me. Yeah. Don't lie to me, don't lie to me, I can't breathe. Yeah. Don't lie to me, don't lie to me, don't lie to me. Yeah. Oh, how I long to believe that he loves me. I need to be careful, I need to protect myself. Surround me with your wisdom, love, the divine truth, yeah. Don't lie to me, don't lie to me, don't lie to me, yeah. Don't lie to me, don't lie to me, I can't breathe. Don't lie to me, don't lie to me, don't lie to me, yeah. Don't lie to me, I can't breathe. Yeah, it's hard to trust. I have to let go, 'cause I don't want to waste so years away at last. My eyes are wide open, all I see is one man. He better act fast now and catch me while he still can. And there you go.
So we might ask you a few different questions that you don't normally get asked. Are you ready?
I am ready, and I'm always down for a change of pace.
Well, today it's all about voting in elections. So here we go. When was the first time that you voted?
The first time I ever voted was in 2008, and I was living in Boston. And
you were living in Boston. And why was that the first election?
Because that was when I turned 18, so I couldn't vote.
No, that was the answer I wanted. That you voted for the first time when you were 18. So that's really excited, and it was in another state, so you got to experience voting in another state.
Yeah, it was pretty wild that the first time I ever voted was not in Texas. So I found that pretty crazy. I had to come back home and re-register with my name.
And re-register in our archaic, old-fashioned registration system that we have here in Texas, where you have to hand write everything and hand it to somebody. So it's interesting. Let's see. Let me think of another one. So because there is a pandemic going on, what impact has it had on you as a musician and also as a citizen?
Oh, well, that's a good one.
That's deep.
Yeah, as a musician, it has had an impact on the fact that my career is a lot less physical and a lot more virtual now. I've been having to change the way that I've had to change my income stream to be all online sales, online everything. And it's actually ironically something I've been thinking about doing for years, but never really had the opportunity because everyone was touring and the world was the way it was. And if you didn't tour, you didn't keep up, And
right.
That's how it was. And now it's not like that anymore. It's been really interesting to kind of rethink ways to make money playing music in this, under these conditions. And
That's right.
As a person, it's actually given me an opportunity to kind of take a breath. I toured for 6 years straight, and it was usually 4 to 7 months out of the year. And that was really crazy. And it was a really crazy life, and I do miss it. But I don't think there would have been any other way that I could have gotten a break from it besides this. So I'm just kind of choosing to see it as a blessing in disguise.
That's right. And I think it's very similar for voters too, that although we're all confined at home, there are many good things that we can get out of this. And one of them is that we have an opportunity to do a lot more things online virtually, and we can research and try to figure out how to vote online. At least that's what we're doing in the league, is trying to share everything online, trying to get the word out. Let me think of another one. Did you know about the League of Women Voters before I asked you to be here today?
I actually did not. Full transparency, I did not. I might have seen stuff about it, like last time we had a big election. I think I actually might have gotten a voter's guide.
Good.
Yeah, I think now that I'm thinking about it, I might have gotten a voter's guide via email.
Yes, very good. And also because you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you might have seen something come out on our Facebook or one of the other friends about the information we put out about the voter's guide. So that is what we're most famous for, is the nonpartisan voter's guide that everybody can go to at vote411.org. So I appreciate you having read it, and I appreciate you hopefully getting all your fans to read it for the election coming up. Let's see.
It's definitely a great resource for sure.
A great resource. Let's see. There's an interesting story I hear, something about Obama saving your life.
Yeah.
Speaking about campaigns or about previous presidents, tell me about the story about Obama saving your life.
literally saving my life, not figuratively.
Right.
So it was 2007, and me and my friend Katie had skipped school, and we were going to the Obama rally because we just heard about it and thought it sounded cool, happening at Auditorium Shores, right? So we were kind of late, and we scrambled to get there, and somehow miraculously my brother happened to be driving down Martin Luther King Boulevard, and we were like running to try and get anywhere nearby that we could maybe call a cab or something just to get there in time, because we knew it was going to be packed. And my brother miraculously drives by, honks, picks us up, and drives us there. We were like, whoa, we were really far away. Thank you for giving us this ride. And so we get there, and we end up like accidentally skipping the line. We like got in 100 people in when this line was like 900 people long. We somehow skipped the line. We didn't even mean to do it. We just did. And we didn't realize that we had done it until after we had gotten into the grounds. We were like, oh my God, there's the line. And so it was totally packed. The event was completely at capacity, sold out. And me and Katie, since we were the first 100 people in, we managed to get right up against the metal bar.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, like, I didn't know. I'd never been to something this packed outside, you know. I hadn't been to a lot of festivals at that age. And so, like, we're up against the bar and everything was fine. And then at the very end, he comes around to start shaking people's hands. But he's only shaking people's hands in the space between the bar and the stage. He's not, like, actually in the crowd. And so as soon as the crowd realizes that he's at the front, on the ground, not on the stage, shaking people's hands, everybody starts pushing forward, because everybody's like, oh, I'm 200 people back, but if I push forward right now, I'll somehow make it to the front. That was their logic, right? So the whole crowd starts pushing against everybody against the fence. And like my shirt was like slippery. I start slipping down, and I just keep on going farther and farther down until my neck is up against the fence. And everybody is still pushing, and I literally can't breathe. And I'm stuck like this, because I had my hand out to like make sure that I got my handshake, because I had been standing there the whole time. I'm like, I earned this handshake. And I was like standing there, like, and it was just like, and I couldn't even talk. At a certain point, I couldn't even talk. I could still breathe, but I couldn't talk. And so Obama comes around, and he sees me just like stuck. And he's like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, he's like, you guys, step back. You're killing her. And he like looks around, and he like tries to get his security guy to come over, but the security guy is distracted doing something else. And he's like, and he puts his hands underneath my arms, and he lifts me up.
Oh, there you go. That is a wonderful story. That is a true patriotic story, because you went to hear him speak, and I think it sounds great. I'm so glad that he saved you and you didn't hurt your vocal cords.
Yes, he saved my life, and there was no damage done. So thanks, Obama. And that way, this time I actually mean it, not ironically.
There you go. Let's see. I'm going to ask you also about during another campaign, not this one, there was early on in your career, very early on in your career, you were in some contest. Tell me about that.
So it was actually like in college, kind of like going into college. Like I think I was 19.
Okay.
Something like that. It was like the very end of high school, and I joined this Rock the Vote competition. And like the whole thing was that you get people to register to vote. That was and the person who gets the most people to register to vote, there's like 3 rounds of prizes. Round 1, you win a guitar. Round 2, you win another guitar plus like an amp and other stuff. And round 3, you get to play, your band gets to play at the Democratic National Convention. And so I was 17. I mean, I hadn't even like chosen a party yet. I just thought it sounded like a good opportunity. And I was like, I want to play in front of a bunch of people. Like, I was like 17, you know? So, like, I worked my butt off. I, like, got all these people to register. I got, like, 800 people to register. And I was, like, miles ahead of everybody in the competition. Plus, I had already won round 1 and round 2. So I had 2 Gibson SGs. I had already won. And then I was like, all right, round 3, here I go. And then in the 11th hour, a week before the contest was up, this like national rock band all of a sudden shows up on the list of people winning. And all of a sudden they have like 4,000 people who they got to register to vote. And I'm like, this competition has been going on for like 4 months. Where do these people come from? And it was like the worst. They ended up winning. And I figured out there's no way it wasn't rigged, but it's okay because at the end of the day, I got 800 people to register to vote and I won 2 guitars.
And that is the most important thing. So that leads me into what would you say to your fans and to everybody out there right now? What would you like them to do for this particular election?
Well, definitely make sure you're registered. Definitely do that like today or tomorrow or this week. Absolutely. Because like the time will get away from you and before we know it, it's going to be November and this is an extremely important election. So please participate in it and make sure you're registered, make sure all your addresses are current and all that stuff. And then, you know, set a calendar reminder and show up on voting day. That's all I got to say.
That's right. They have 3 weeks of early voting going on. So either vote by mail or early vote in person, but get out there and vote. And that's the most important thing you can do for this election. Make sure you're registered. It's all sort of a timeline. Register and then make your plan on how you're going to vote. You're going to vote by mail, you're going to early vote, you're going to vote on election day. I'm not standing in line for all those hours, so I'm going to try to vote as early as possible, or maybe vote by mail. I haven't decided yet. So we're working on it.
I got early voting saved in my Google Calendar with a reminder of 2 days before. So I'm planning on doing the early voting. I'm going to go into my grocery store and do it.
Oh, very good. Do you have any questions for me about voting in elections?
You know, I was wondering, they changed the machines. The machines are slightly different and it's like a card now or something. And I was just wondering what was that all about? Is that like do you like that change?
I think so. Every county, there's 254 counties in Texas, and I figure your fans are all over the place. So you probably are talking about Travis County. Yes. In Travis County, they got new voting machines. They are fantastic. They're new. The other voting machines were from a long time ago, so now they're much more updated. And that I don't think there's anything to worry about with any of the new voting machines. We just have to, Dana de Beauvoir, who is the county clerk, does a really good job here in Travis County, making sure that every vote is recorded, every vote is safe and secure here in Travis County and across Texas. So let us know if you hear anything different. lwvtexas.org, just give us a call.
So, thanks so much for hanging out, you guys. I really appreciate it. I would love to play another song from my record. It's called Surrender. It's my favorite song off the record. And I want to share it with you guys. This song's about kind of like what will be, will be. Sometimes you just got to surrender to it, even if it kind of sucks. You know, you just got to surrender to it, just adapt, just get through it. So that's what this song's about. And it's kind of like my pep talk to myself. You know what I mean? You know, if I'm going to write songs, I might as well use them to get through life. That's what I'm thinking, right?
Hey, little girl, why are you so worried? Hey, little girl, let's try to be happy. Finding the truth can be so painful. Beauty to chill all day, but anxiety demands I keep run away, run away, run away, run away, run away, run away, run away. I will see my dream one day. My flag is in the sand. I will see my dreams one day. They're already who I am. Patience is the only way. Now I understand. Surrender. Give it to the voice. Give it to the dance. I surrender. Yeah. When the night was up, hanging from below, I surrender. Take a deep breath. Tomorrow I will go. Surrender. I said surrender. Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. So I'm gonna play I think I'm gonna play one more song for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. My name's Jackie Venson. Voting season is coming up soon, and I hope we are all engaged. I know I will be. Yeah.
Live in a little house on the side of the street, where the grass is dead, what the color of concrete. In the summer I watch the people float by, in the winter I watch them weep and cry. Live in a little house on the side of the street. I live in a little house on the side of the road, where the people starve just to feed their cars and boats. In the fall, the men they stomp and shout. In the spring, the women rock about us. Live in a little house on the side of the road. Yeah. Oh, try to believe that word will set you free. Only wise men see that we are always free. I live in a place where the people wonder why the grass is always greener on the other side. In the day they go to work and wait, in the night they drink their fears away. I live in a place where the people wonder why. Oh, try to believe that word will set you free. Only wise men see that we were.
Yeah.
We're
vibing on that song, you know what I'm saying? I love it. Every time I start that song, I'm like, all right, here we go. This time I found the wah. One of these days, I'm gonna look back on these days and I'm gonna be like, how did I have so much energy? Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys.
So thank you, Jackie. We are so fortunate to have such a strong and amazing, talented young female musician who is also interested in empowering voters in Texas. And I hope that everyone enjoyed this show and that we go forward to support the League by participating in a century of voting, silent auction, and fundraiser. Funds raised will be used for, among other endeavors, voting registration, Get Out the Vote projects, safe voting efforts, as well as the Voter's Guide, which is available at lwvtexas.org or online at vote411.org. Jackie, is there anything you'd like to say?
Get out and vote, you guys. It's really important. You know, I'll be doing it. So let's do it. Let's do it together.
Let's do it. Let's go vote together. I think that would be fun. All right. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.